Yes, people, let's go. Yes, people. What's going on? It's Isak Talks Football. We're back again with another video. I got my boy Ahmed in the building today. He's not there yet, but he's going to be there any moment now. In the meanwhile, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button, people. Today, we got a very, very busy show for you guys. We're going to be talking about the whole situation with Alexander Isak to where? Where is he going to go? We got Ahmed in the building to talk a little bit about Chelsea. Rock's going to be joining us to talk a little bit about Liverpool. This is a crazy turn of events with the whole striker situation at Newcastle. We're going to discuss that, of course. Do me a favor. Please do let me know what you guys want to talk about in the comment section. If there's a topic that we have not discussed that you want to discuss, we can definitely discuss that topic at any moment throughout the stream. Also, we do have to discuss something else. That is the whole situation with Victor Gyokeres and what's going on with Victor Gyokeres at Arsenal. But I think I might as well start with the Arsenal stuff, get that out of the way, and then we can talk about the Alexander Isak and everything else, because I feel like that is going to take up a big portion of the video. We already got 150 people in the building. Most of you guys are on Twitter. We got 50 of you guys already on YouTube. Shout out to everybody joining us from YouTube. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys are thinking. But let's get started. First things first, we got understood that Victor Gyokeres is undergoing his medical tomorrow evening in London and is flying out with Andrea Berta to Singapore to join the Arsenal team for the preseason tour. Christian Mosquera also joined the team and the squad after formal announcements. So as you guys can see, Christian Mosquera was announced earlier today, and the main conversation now is floating around none other than Gyokeres. We're going to be talking about that in a second. But yeah, Christian Mosquera was announced. Fabrizio Romano 7 hours ago stated that Victor Gyokeres to Arsenal, the new player, as every document has now been approved and exchanged. Arsenal and Sporting complete the process of formally authorized to travel, and medical is set in the next 24 hours. Gyokeres coming soon. Gyokeres deal seems like it's going to get done at this point. You have everyone kind of moving on from the Gyokeres deal. Christian Mosquera is already with the team before he even got announced. As you guys can see over and over again, they're just emphasizing the Gyokeres stuff. But then the conversation with Eze comes in. The Eze conversations now start to flow about. The Eze discussions are the ones that are the next part. And when we discuss the Eze stuff, we need to go straight to my Twitter, and I need to show you guys this right here. The Eze conversation is very interesting. You have people saying that Eberechi Eze has already told his friends that he is going to join Arsenal this summer. So Ahmed here is a Chelsea fan. They're already having discussions about potentially some other people, Eze. They're already having discussion about Eze to Chelsea, Eze to this club, Eze to that club. It seems like Eberechi Eze has told his close friends and family that he will be an Arsenal player come next season. So with that being said, it does seem like the writing's on the wall. Eze might be an Arsenal player, and we have seen this before. If I show you guys what I mean, we have seen reports previously that Victor Gyokeres has told his family and friends that he will be signing for the Arsenal. So that has been a situation where we've seen this in the past, where a player has been linked to joining Arsenal Football Club from another through his family or through his friends, giving them the first understanding of what's going on. But until we get more information, we won't know. Until we get more breaking news, we won't actually know what's going on with Eze. All we do know is that reports are flying around that Eze to Arsenal does seem like it could happen, and we just don't know when or where. I absolutely love Eberechi Eze. I think it would be great if we could bring him in, and I do hope that it does happen. But at this moment in time, I'm kind of getting myself excited, but there's no guarantee that Eze is going to 100% be an Arsenal player yet, until we start seeing bids going in, until we start seeing transfers fees being thrown around, until we start seeing more and more information flowing around about Eberechi Eze. Now, we do know we have been linked to Xavi Simons, but that seems like he's going to be most likely a Chelsea player. So once we figure out more information on Xavi Simons going to Chelsea, we'll definitely let you know. But at this moment in time, all the conversations around Eze to Arsenal seem to be the main discussion of the next player that Arsenal will be focused on once they've completed the signing of Gyokeres. Even just as far as 8 hours ago, we were hearing updates about Eze. 7 hours ago, we were hearing updates about Eze. Eze seems to be the next big thing we're going to hear about. Let's see if we can get it done. I don't really care about the whole situation with Isak right now, as I'm just focused on Arsenal. And you guys know these guys are going to come in and start talking about their clubs respectively. But it does seem like the main discussion around Arsenal is Gyokeres is over the line, Mosquera is over the line. We now need to go and get our next potential signings done. And Eberechi Eze seems to be the big signing that I'm focused on next. I'm going to ask you boys. I'm going to ask you, Rak. Forget about Isak for a second. What do you think about the whole situation with Arsenal focusing on bringing Eberechi Eze next? Do you think that's a good enough signing for our left-hand side? Somebody who could potentially bring us a difference maker in the midfield and on the wing? Or do you think we should focus on trying to bring in somebody else?
I mean, Eze is a good player. He's not the glamorous name that that has been linked to you and like Rodrygo or that kind of thing. But at the same time, he is a good player. He's Premier League proven. I think he's the kind of guy you can come in and be effective, right? Sorry, I'm just laughing at the chat. It's too funny.
No,
I can't. I'm trying to keep a straight face for them.
Don't. So the rumor has it that once the Gyokeres deal is announced, Arsenal is still yet to bid for Eze, but they will try to get it done quickly. But they're gonna see if they can get the price negotiated down from the release clause to a favorable situation, like
60
more around
8 plus 8, right? That's what they're
saying. So the release clause is 68 million, or paid over, and it's supposed to be paid over 3 years. Yeah. But the Arsenal might be willing to pay, say, 70 million if you're willing to spread it over 4 years, for example.
Okay. I mean, sure, that's paying more than the release clause, but it's
that's paying 2 million more, but getting it on better terms. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
You can't keep a straight face, can you?
I can't. They're just saying, Rack, please cook it out. What can I say?
All right. Also, I just want to mention quickly Xavi Simons. That looks like it's going to happen to Chelsea right away. Like there's no conversations around Xavi Simons to Arsenal anymore. That pretty much seems like he's going to be a Chelsea player. Ahmed, don't you agree?
I'm mute, bro. I'm mute.
Ahmed, you're still on mute, bro. Ahmed, what's going on with this mic? Can you hear him?
Let him come back in.
Try clicking your mic. I don't know. It's not on StreamYard. All right. In the meanwhile, he's gonna have to jump back out, jump back in. Guys just want me to talk about Isak. You know something? Once we get to 100 likes, we'll definitely talk about Isak. In the meanwhile, you guys can
you gotta do that at least, man.
You guys can like the goddamn video at least. We're not even on 50 likes yet. I'm just gonna say it is what it is. At this moment in time, Arsenal, the Gyokeres deal is done. The Gyokeres deal is done. We've already sorted out the Gyokeres deal. There is no way Arsenal is now going to go and get Isak, in my opinion. It is done. Arsenal's business around the striker is done. Unless you're telling me we're going to go for Isak as a left winger. But Gyokeres' medical is done. He will be an Arsenal player soon. Eze is the next on Arsenal's target, and we must, I repeat, we must sign Eberechi Eze. I don't want a situation where we come out of this window without a left wing improvement. without somebody who can play in that 10, without somebody who can make a difference for us. I've watched Martinelli and Trossard in that last game versus AC Milan in the preseason, and it was very underwhelming to say the least. It was not exciting. It was not good to watch. It was very, very.
I've heard contrasting things about that game. I've heard some Arsenal fans saying they were quite happy. Max Darwin came on, had nice touches, and Ethan was good, and that kind of stuff. But you seem to have been a bit more downbeat on it. So I don't know.
I'm just saying. We've heard reports that we need to sell one of Leandro Trossard or Martinelli in order to have the funds available to bring in the next big winger that we want. So if that is the case, I would rather us sell one of Martinelli or Leandro Trossard to bring in either Rodrygo, Anthony Gordon, or so on and so forth. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is just look at this here. You can see it right there. Arsenal are still holding genuine interest in Rodrygo, Anthony Gordon, and Rafael Leao. By the way, I don't want nothing to do with Rafael Leao after seeing him perform live. I can tell you, I was never a fan in the first place, and it just confirmed it to me once again that he is not the best fit for us. He's just another one of Martinelli and Trossard in the sense that he is extremely frustrating in the final third, really interesting to watch in the lead up to it, but kind of like St. Maximin. But yeah, Ahmed, are you with us? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you now. Sorry, what's it called? My PC was having a little bit of a system reset, so it forgot that my microphone.
Everyone here wants to talk about Isak. We're not going to talk about Isak yet. We're going to quickly jump onto Chelsea and tell me about this situation with you guys. Not only are you looking to get Xavi Simons, but you're also looking to get Gerald Hato. Absolute ballers, those two.
I think the reality is I think all of us here can agree Gyokeres played quite a few games, and we need a necessary backup for him in that position, and we need another centre back as well, right?
I'm not going to lie to you. Hato's not coming to be a backup. He's going to take over.
Well, listen, if he's that good enough, then he will do that at Chelsea. We always give these guys opportunities, and if they take them, that's what happened. I think he's a quality player for around about 40 to 45 million euros, which is basically 40 million pounds. I think that's a great deal from the Chelsea perspective, and I like that very much. In terms of Xavi Simons, I'm quite neutral on him. I think again he seems like a good player. Will he add to our team for sure?
Hold on, you're not a fan?
I said I'm neutral on him. I'm not like I don't really have that much of an opinion on him. If that makes sense. I've not watched him that much to say that. I know.
See, this is what happens. Chelsea fans, they sign so many players, they become spoiled. Do you realize how good Xavi Simons is?
No. But I haven't watched him, so I can't speak on the player.
I thought you watched Bundesliga. What happened?
I don't watch Bundesliga. That's the one league I don't watch properly.
Oh, he's the Serie A guy.
My bad.
Serie
A for life. Yeah. Serie A for life, man.
I'll tell you this, man. Xavi Simons, from his days when he was a youngster at Barcelona to when he got signed for PSG to when I watched him live versus our team in the Europa League where he destroyed us. Honestly, he's a real good player, man.
Yeah, I think for me, in my personal opinion, he seems like a guy that is quality. That's what people are saying to me. Again, he's another piece that you're adding to that attacking lineup that we want at firepower, right? Again, he's a young player, can develop further, play at RB Leipzig. You hope that this can be a continuation of the sorts, if that makes sense, But again, it's a good signing from the club, and again, it improves your attack. Probably is what I'll probably say. If that's what people are saying.
Do you think you play a back three with Hato?
We already technically play a back three, to be honest, the way we play stuff.
But Hato's not a proper centre back, right?
No,
I know you mean.
And he's I think just under 6 foot tall, which is short for a centre back, especially for a top class centre back. I think in the Premier League, if you really want to be a top centre back, you need to be area dominant. I don't think a 6 foot or just
similar to Timber. I think he's going to be a left back or.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a left back
three.
I think one of the main reasons we wanted him as a football club is because of left back cover, bro. Like, if you look at Gyokeres, plays consistently for us, week in, week out. I think that's probably where you want him to be anyway.
Yeah, and look, and the other thing is with Simons, I think he burst onto the scene and was impressive, but I think it's fair to say that he's had a bit of a step back in his development. So whilst these signings have high potential, they also have a potential, maybe not to drop off completely, but if Simmons doesn't make it at Chelsea, I don't think anybody would be particularly surprised. I haven't seen enough of him, but the fact that the whole scenario around going to RB Leipzig for 6 months and sign a new deal just to get, I don't really understand. Maybe there's a rationale behind it. I don't know, but Chelsea's strategy is just, it seems like it's about, and my opinion's changed a little bit on it. It's about volume buying, making a net profit, a book profit, or at least book break even after a season or two, right? Exactly. And then recycle them. And then the ones that stick, the ones that end up becoming very good, top class, world class, whatever, keep hold of them, but keep on recycling the ones that don't, and then build up your squad. And the idea being that over time, you build up a squad full of, or with a lot of world class players. But there's a lot of work to do.
I recently went and had a rant about Chelsea's transfer strategy, because it's getting to a point where we're just gonna have to sit back and watch. They're gonna have so much quality eventually that it's gonna be undoubtable that they're gonna win, and it's not gonna be one or two things. I feel like you could, if you guys haven't been on Lewis's Twitter lately, literally the guy reposted it.
This club is a problem for everybody. It's not going to take long before they start winning everything again. This is getting ridiculous now. It's getting absolutely ridiculous. Chelsea's going to win everything. Chelsea's going to win everything, and we're just going to have to sit back and watch, because they've gone and bought every single top quality player in and around the age of 23 to like 20. They have a super team in the making, and they're not done adding players to it. And if things go wrong, like they did with Madueke and Jackson, they just bin them off. This is annoying, because this is a player who I've wanted at Arsenal.
And the reason why it's annoying me the most is not because I can see Chelsea are quickly becoming a serious threat. And it's not just to say, oh, they're a threat this year. It's the fact that majority of their squad are of an age where they're all going to get older together. They're all going to be around 25 to 27 around the same time. And you're going to see the likes of Levi Colwell. You're going to see the likes of Fofana if he's still there. You're going to see the likes of all your midfielders, Enzo, Caicedo, and Lavia, plus Cole Palmer, and the attackers like Esteval and everything else will be in their early to mid 20s in a couple years' time. And Chelsea will be having at least 3 to 4 £100 million players that they already purchased, plus 3 or 4 50 to £40 million players that they got that are now up there as one of the best in their positions. And I'm not even trying to hype up Chelsea too much, but you already have Cole Palmer, you already have this guy Joao Pedro who you just bought, looks decent. You're now looking at bringing in Xavi Simons, who's another player who I feel like is in that category of players who could be the best or one of the best in his position in his age group. You're looking at Jorrel Hato, who's another top defensive option, who's one of the better highly rated young defenders out there right now. You're really just missing a goalkeeper and two quality center backs away from being a complete team.
I think you look at this way too hopefully. Maybe I'm looking at it way too negatively, but there are serious question marks about
no,
Hato.
but it's not even about the questions. Rack, forget about the questions. Hear me out. Every question you have, they throw money at it, and another player comes in.
Yeah, sure, okay, but money is not.
If you have a question,
this is ironic considering how much money Liverpool is spending. I know.
If you have a question about a Chelsea player, you tell them shush out the door for 50 to 60 million, bring in another one for 40 to 50 million, and that's just how they're doing it.
But not all of them are making those kind of margins. But like what I said earlier, they're looking to make in accountancy terms, they're looking to break even or make a book profit on each one. But don't get me, they are £1 billion into this project, right? So it's not like.
And you know something? They're £2 billion technically into it now, but guess what? They're willing to go to 3 million before. And if they do that, they'll get to a point where they've spent so much money that they're going to dominate.
They haven't spent 2 billion. That's that we
in euros. They have. In euros, they have.
Sure, What is it in Turkish lira? Like, what do you mean? Like, what is, what are you doing? Currency conversion?
Hey, Kuwaiti dinar. Find out how much is it in dinar. I don't know. I'll tell you this. My point is, I'm no longer somebody who can sit here and hate on Chelsea. I'll just sit back and admire. I think they're going to win everything. I think they're going to win the league, the Champions League, and everything in the next 3 to 4 years. Maybe not this year, but I really do see them in the next 3 to 4 years being the next most dominant team in the league. And there's nothing we can do about it unless a bunch of their signings mess them up. Because every time that I thought something was going to mess them up, be it a miss like Jackson, be it somebody who comes in and breaks their wage structure, which they're not allowing their team to do. That's why I don't think they're going to get a Rodrygo. That's why I don't think they're going to get an Alexander Isak. From now on, I'm not going to be this guy who looks at Chelsea and says they're going to mess up. I think their owners have figured out they haven't figured out anything. They've just said to themselves, we're going to double down. Every time things go wrong, double down. Every time they miss, it's like they're gambling, and anytime they lose a bet, they just keep putting more down to try to make back their money. That's basically what it feels like.
Then they've invested a lot of money, but they're not losing a lot of money right now.
They lost money on Michaela Mudryk.
Yeah, but that was out of there. That's out of our hands.
That was a very specific saying, and they would have lost money on it anyway because his performances. But how much money have they made, especially book value for Madueke? Right, they got 2 seasons out of him. They bought for 37 million, amortized over 6 or 7 years. So he would have had probably about 20 million left, and they've sold him for 50. So actually, in book value terms, they've made 30 million or something on Madueke.
I think.
And they'll spin that into another player.
And the thing is, we even buy him.
And eventually they're going to hit on another bargain signing.
Yeah, they will. Maybe they will. But yeah, that is a strategy, Gal. But I don't know how. It remains to be seen how solid a strategy that is.
Bro, it's already working. They already have one of the best midfields in the league. Their attack is decent and their defense is decent. If they just go and get some elite quality to come in as a goalkeeper or center back and drop Pedro and Esteval turn into something special.
You're saying they just need to get a great goalkeeper. They just need to get a great centre back.
Chelsea are two things away, going well for them, away from being one of the best teams in the world. Simple. They've already won the World Cup.
They are one of the best teams in the world. But the question is, are they ready?
No, but I'm saying, no debate. That's how close they are.
They're in the top 4 in England, right? England is one of the best leagues in the world. Therefore, they are one of the best teams in the world already.
No, when I say best teams in the world, I mean like going to the Champions League as a favorite, going into the Premier League season as a favorite, going into every competition that you're in as a favorite to win it or close to. And I think Chelsea right now, they're still not there because of their defense and their attack. But if you give them a year or 2 to cook, I think it's a situation where I see their team as more equipped to be going for the next 2 to 3 years than I do Liverpool's, than I do Man City's. And as much as I talk about Arsenal, we could lose a couple players and not be able to reinvest as well as Chelsea do. And it could be a situation where Chelsea not only overtake Arsenal, but overtake everybody in the whole league. And that's where the next conversation I wanted to bring over the next conversation. But do you guys have anything else to say on this before I move on?
Nothing much to say. I think, listen, Chelsea probably get these 2 deals done. By what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday, right? Probably by tonight, you'll probably get a bit of big news in regards to Hato and Simmons. If not Friday, I think we'll probably get that birthday deals done by then.
Rack?
No, I'm ready to move to the next topic.
You don't really want to talk about Chelsea being good, do you?
No. It's not about Chelsea, man. It's not about Chelsea.
All right, well, let's stay on Chelsea one more time before we move on. I don't know if you guys have been seeing, but there's been a whole lot of conversations about Chelsea, Arsenal, and really the rivalry around Chelsea and Arsenal. And some people even taking it to the level of saying Chelsea's going to win the Premier League before Arsenal do. At this point, taking it to that level. And I've even seen people tweeting out stuff like Chelsea will win the title before Arsenal. Do you guys honestly echo those thoughts?
I think it's 2 things, right? Can Chelsea win the title before Arsenal? I think with Mikel Arteta at the helm, and if you continue to do some of the stuff that you've been doing these past few seasons, I think you probably will win the title ahead of you. I think that's actually like a very realistic take. Can you repeat the first point? Because I can't literally.
Let me pull up the video.
Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna put my phone in charge. Yeah.
All right.
Shoot. Bang it! Shoot!
No, this is not it. There was one of these pitch side videos. 1 second. They were basically talking about Chelsea and Arsenal, and they're saying Chelsea will win before Arsenal. And I was like, nah, you can't be serious. Nah. Where is it? You know what it is? When you're looking for something, you can't find it. But Rack, what do you think? Talk to me.
Are Chelsea going to win the title before Arsenal? No, I don't think so. Not at the moment. Because I think you're further along in your. Arsenal are a very good team. Arsenal genuinely are one of the best teams.
But it's more or less the fact that Chelsea have already. Okay, here I found a video. Where is he? Ahmed, come back, please. Everyone in the comment section, I'm gonna ask you guys a question also. Please do let me know. I think it's a bold claim, but basically they're saying the fact that Arsenal have not been able to get over the line yet, and Chelsea have been able to win the Club World Cup and the Conference League lately. They're saying Chelsea just have the better capability of getting over the line lately as a club. And I'm like, I don't really buy it. I still think we're a better team. I still believe Arsenal is the better squad. I still believe Arsenal is the better defense, and we're better equipped to go on and win the league or the Champions League next season. But if we do mess it up this year and we mess it up in the next following year, then it could be a possibility where things could switch and shift over in favor to Chelsea. And maybe that's what they're saying. But right now, will Chelsea win the league before Arsenal? Honestly, I doubt it.
But there's a couple of issues. They're probably a couple of years behind you guys in their development, right? So, from their perspective, some of their premier players, are they willing to wait? And for you guys, unfortunately, you've snatched defeat potentially from the jaws of victory in 3 of the last seasons, right? If that happens again in the 4th season, it does start to take a toll on you. Like even the 2nd season, right? So are these guys going to say, you know what? I've given it 4 good shots and it ain't happening. I'm off to Madrid.
Let me pull off the video. You're talking about Saliba, aren't you? You cheeky guy.
See, are gonna win another title before Arsenal.
Listen to the question.
Chelsea are gonna win another title before Arsenal do. As a Liverpool fan, I felt more threatened by Chelsea in the title race than I did Arsenal last season. Wow. And they only look like they've gotten...
Surely, Rack, that's a lie. Did you feel more threatened by Chelsea last year?
Bro, from January onwards, from January till March, I think it was, Chelsea couldn't buy a win. I think they... I remember we spoke during that period, and it was looking really, really shaky.
So he's hyping it.
They put together a solid run. Great games.
So he's begging it. He's begging it.
Listen, my thing, and I've said this before, at least from a Chelsea perspective, is that I think the only thing we're missing right now is particularly in the league, is the experience for some of these younger players, right?
Experience don't matter.
Also, right? No. And but that just makes you a cup team, in my personal opinion. We're in the Club World Cup, we're in the Conference League. That makes you a Conference team. Like there is a gap, in my personal opinion, between being a cup team and then being a league-winning team, in my personal opinion. I think Rack understands that as well. So my problem is right now
Can I finish the video and then we can come back to you?
Of course.
Better since that. I mean, obviously they won the Conference League. We just seen them win the Club World Cup quite convincingly as well. I think they're a good side, and I think they could definitely do big things next season.
Well, I agree with his point, though, because you know what Chelsea are doing? I know we kind of laughed at their transfer business, but what they've done is they've accumulated a squad of very good young players, and they're all going to improve, you'd imagine. And what does that improvement look like? Is like we were saying on the podcast with Harry, like Levi Colwell, I know last season we didn't look at him as much, but if he just makes 10%, 20% improvement on his levels, which he could do as a young player, you're looking at a very, very good centre back there. So
he's fit.
I think that statement is a fact. Chelsea will win the Premier League before Arsenal.
I think so as well.
Chelsea.
See,
It's not-
I think their logic is illogical because Arsenal still have a young team. Also, they can also improve by 10% each and get
You
better.
know, the thing is though, listen, I'm not gonna. Before I get to us, I'm gonna talk about my club first. I think for us, it's about obviously improving, right? In terms of being, the thing I'm looking for this season is for us to be consistent over the whole season, Liga, right? It's making sure we're consistently in top 4 this season. We should be competing on some level where we'll compete for a while, but obviously we still don't have that necessary know-how and experience to compete fully for the season. But we should be consistent. That's what I want to look at this season. Consistency is the key for me. And then win FA Cup or Carabao Cup, or make sure we make a run in the Champions League and win the Champions League. That's what I'm looking for as a Chelsea fan. And I think any Chelsea fan would agree with you. Would agree with me with that. I think the argument though against Arsenal, and this is the thing I've said to you before, Gal, if you keep doing the stuff you've been doing this season, the season before that, you know, those little errors and stuff like that that continue to happen, right? All it takes, bro, is us to have another good season like this, and then the season after this, bro, to push on and win the title. So I think there's a necessary logic to that. I think in terms of like the young player argument, yes, you have One coming through, Miles Lewis Skelly, obviously Mosquera is quite a young guy too, right? So it doesn't necessarily balance out in the sense that you still got quite a lot of your players are now a lot more mature. I think that's fair to say, Gal. No, the vast majority of your squad is mature. Gyokeres, for example, now in his squad is a mature player, 27 years old. Saka is 24, 25. He's playing the league now for quite.
Are you adding 2 years to his age?
Wait, what? Saka's 24, no?
Saka's 23, no?
23.
Either way,
he's 24 in like a couple of months or something.
Either way, like 23, if he's 23, still fine. My argument still stands in the sense that he's still played many a season in the league, right?
He turns 24 in September.
So it's 2 months. But essentially, yeah, listen, Odegaard again played many seasons in the league, in this league already. Martinelli, trossard, your what's it called, Rice, etc. I think everyone here gets the point. You guys have played in the league consistently into that competing level for quite a while, and it's not happened for you. So if it doesn't happen for you again this season, there's a real possibility that we can overtake you, bro.
That's one conversation. Fair, you definitely. But the conversation is: do you think Chelsea will start winning things before Arsenal do? Do you think Chelsea?
We've already started that, have we not? Have we not already started that?
What you mean by
Forget about the Conference League. We're talking about the league or the Champions League.
All right, if you mean league and Champions League, I think we're more likely to win a Champions League or league than you, right? No, sorry, we're more likely to win a Champions League than you. But
I think Chelsea. I think this season, what I would hope if I was a Chelsea fan, trying to be realistic, get top 4 comfortably. So maybe finish
top 4.
And good run in the Champions League, and try and maybe nick a domestic trophy. And I think that would be good progress, and not have the crazy crash that they had in January last year, and stay pretty consistent.
Exactly.
And then the season after, that's their time to go.
All right.
Yeah, that's why I literally said that, actually, funnily enough, before you.
Hey, you know what? Before we get on to the next topic, do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We've already talked about the bold claim that everyone thinks. So, Rak, you agree with me? Are Arsenal still favorites right now? Ahmed saying Chelsea, right?
I mean, Arsenal have a better team, and I think Arsenal will challenge for the league next season.
Yeah.
So, but your clock is ticking because some of these players.
Do you think Arsenal will get over the line and win something next season, or do you think Chelsea are more likely to overtake us and win things before we do?
When you say it depends, something, you mean league or Champions League, or do you mean? I think
The
Arsenal
major
pay for the domestic trophy.
The major honors.
No, because I will beat them. We're winning.
So you're saying Liverpool are going to win the league and the Champions League, and Arsenal have no chance of winning either?
No chance. Why are you saying no chance?
I mean, the thing is, like,
I'm working in black and white. What are you saying? Because I want to know what you're saying.
I'm saying we're a better team than you. We win the league.
Okay, and who wins the Champions League?
I'm saying we're a better team than you. We have more chance of winning the Champions League.
So you're saying you're going to win both, and Arsenal are not going to win.
Okay, I'm going to both competitions confident
that you're going to win it.
Yeah, of course.
So you're basically saying Arsenal's going to miss their window because you said we have a short window.
Look,
Agree with him.
if you're asking me to bet against my team, I'm not willing to bet against my team. I think we are better than you. Could shit still hit the fan? Could something go wrong and we don't win them? Yeah. Could you the Champions League, when it comes to knockout rounds, Arsenal have a solid defense. Sometimes a solid defense is enough to get you through, right? So it's different. But pound for pound, we're better than Arsenal. Pound for pound, I think PSG are better than Arsenal. Pound for pound, Barca, I'm not sure.
How is it pound for pound when they spend way more money than us? Literally double.
Not money. I mean, as a team.
No, but that's the definition of pound for pound. It's based on how much pounds you've spent. This is how good you are.
No, he means that in terms of like
player for player.
He means player for player, bro. Yeah.
Player for player, pound for pound, for the money they've spent to the quality we have more quality based on the money we spent. The wording is wrong. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, it's not.
It's
wrong.
like saying pound for pound, Chelsea's better. Of course they're better. They spent $2 billion.
Now, when people say pound for pound in boxing, do you think they're talking about money?
They're talking about weight per.
Weight. Okay.
They're talking about in your weight class. You're one of the best.
Quality. I'm saying quality, player for player, quality for quality.
Okay, when you speak about pound for pound in footballing terms, I'm talking about money spent compared to quality.
Okay, then I say.
So, for example, last year, pound for pound, Newcastle.
Then I say pound for pound, the best team in England is
Brighton. No, pound for pound, the best team last season, based on money spent, was Liverpool and Nottingham Forest, because they didn't spend too much money and they're quite decent.
Okay, we're having a totally different conversation.
You haven't.
If I'm not mistaken, is that not how you speak when you refer to pound for pound?
No. Listen, when we talk about pound for pound, like I'm going to use like boxing for example, right? Someone that's pound for pound the best boxer means that they fall in different weight classes, like whether it would be, and they have been found to be the best like pound for pound fighter in terms of within those certain classes. But like when we talk about pound for pound the best team, right? We're talking about in terms of ability wise, skill wise, and getting the job done.
I'm not gonna lie. I've heard Terry refer to pound for pound as money spent compared to performances.
Yeah, I think. Well, I would have to disagree with that take then, because we're not talking about from a financial argument. That's the problem. That's the difference.
No, but I've definitely heard that reference. I understand pound for pound is comparing the two of them, but I have heard the reference of financial in comparison to pound for pound. But hey.
This case, but we made it clear to you in this case, it's not a financial thing.
Your total eclipse. I don't know what you're talking about, but relax. Let's get into the main topic then. Before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. Also, if you guys didn't see, I thought it was hilarious what Matt Law tweeted today. That was hilarious. Did you guys see what Matt Law tweeted? I think he deleted it. He must have deleted it.
No, he didn't delete it. He was trying to like do like Boubacar Kamara. And he shortened it just to boobs. That's all it is.
No chance.
That's what
no chance.
You can see the
no
tweet.
Chance.
Look, you can
no chance. No chance. He was searching porn on Twitter.
No. He's actually an Aston Villa fan. Fun fact: Matt Law is an Aston Villa fan. He's an Aston Villa fan. That's why.
Oh really? I didn't know that. He's like
so for one whole hour,
I know the Chelsea report. He's an Aston Villa fan.
So for 1 whole hour, he searched boobs. He put boobs in there for 1 whole hour just to say Boubacar Kamara was signed for Newcastle for Aston Villa.
Yes, because he's a fan of Aston Villa. That's the point.
That is hilarious.
I know it's funny. You know it's funny because he reports obviously on Spurs and like Chelsea. That's like his two main clubs that he actually reports on, and then you find out he's Aston Villa fan as well.
That is hilarious. Okay, let's get into the main discussion. The main discussion today is very, very shocking news.
Shocking news. What happened today?
Very shocking news. Groundbreaking. Actually broke the internet, I would say, for like a couple hours. Nobody actually signed. Nobody did anything crazy. It's just a player who everyone rates in the Premier League requested to be transferred. He basically said, "I want gone," and this is exactly what guys like Rack are shaking their head about. Because Alexander Isak told Newcastle, "I want to leave." He said, "I want to go," and I am in shock. This comes a couple hours after the completion of the Gyokeres deal to Arsenal. the announcement of Ekitike to Liverpool, and this could mean he could be headed to Liverpool, headed to Al Hilal, headed to Chelsea. We don't know if you're going to break your wage structure, but so much news came out. And earlier in the day, before Craig Hope broke the news about the transfer request, they even said some stuff about him potentially being injured, trying to hide the fact that he might want to leave, reporting that Alexander Isak is not available for Newcastle to Singapore. The striker is nursing a minor injury. Then goes on and says a couple hours later that he tells Newcastle that he wants to explore a move away. Personally, to me, the first thing I got to say is Newcastle, I thought you guys had a grasp over this. I thought Newcastle understood the program. Keep Alexander Isak by any means necessary, and if not, go and get Ekitike. They let Ekitike go to Liverpool, and now they're potentially going to sell Isak to Liverpool also. This is a joke. And then on top of that, it gets worse. It gets worse. It's not only that. There was so much floated around today with Isak. I haven't even hit half of the stuff that was said today because there was so much. I'm gonna show you guys right now what I'm talking about because I don't know if you guys seen everything, but David Ornstein put out 2 tweets, and he doesn't necessarily always put out 2 back-to-back tweets like this. He went and said, not only is Isak wants to leave Newcastle, that was why he was absent for the Asia tour, and the Sweden international striker stayed to improve his deal or explore potential replacements. So Newcastle, you need to slap him with 300K or move on and figure out what the hell you're going to do. And Newcastle are already exploring the option of signing Benjamin Šeško to replace Alexander Isak. Subject has been a long interest of Newcastle's, and should he depart, he's going to be the guy. Obviously, the deal is going to be challenging. The deal is going to be challenging financially, and it's not done. I'm not even close to being done. There's still more. This whole thing today, on the same day that Ekitike is announced, on the same day that Gyokeres' deal is pretty much done and slapped, and everyone has said is going to be done, says that Chelsea are not even looking at him. So immediately they take Chelsea's name and they throw it in the bin. They say Chelsea are not actively working on Alexander Isak. No deal, not interested in processing despite reports. Chelsea are very happy with their strikers and fully focused on Xavi Simons and Gerald Hato. And look at what he says at the bottom. The club working on the deal was and is and remains as Liverpool. Wow.
Yeah. So listen. Can we just spare for Newcastle, please? Because I think not many people are actually talking about Newcastle in this equation. Like, it's kind of crazy because a lot of people, I myself, I'm thinking they've got Champions League 2 years and out 3, like in a 3-year period. They've actually, you're thinking, man, you know what? They've actually leveled up. This summer window was really important for them. You would hoping they were gonna be able to bring in players and stuff like that. But it feels like every transfer target they've gone for, it's been slapped in the face. You've had Chapman now might be going to Manchester City. You've had João Pedro gone to Chelsea. They're about to now lose. They have had their best player literally in recent times about to now leave to Liverpool Football Club. You know what I mean? Do you know how crazy that sounds?
You know what, Ahmed? There is an irony in all this, right? There's an irony here because the player they want to replace Isak was Arsenal's first choice striker.
Oh,
what can I say? There is an irony there. There's a certain amount.
It is ironic. I'll be honest, man. I can't lie to you, man. You have to feel for Newcastle, man. I actually do feel for them because, they thought they were in the big leagues. It's generally like a slap in the face, man. It's
you know what? I'm gonna take a second to just gather my thoughts by reading some of the super chats. Shout out to you, Farhan, the Gunner. I'm sorry for not reading your super chat earlier. This man submitted the super chat like 30 minutes ago. My bad, brother. We are not serious if we don't sign Eze and Rodrygo. I'll tell you something. We are not signing Eze and Rodrygo, in my opinion. I think we're going to probably get one of them. The only way we get both is if we sell Martinelli for a ridiculous amount of money. And as for the people asking, what is my boy Kiko Suarez saying about Rodrygo? He still believes Arsenal are in the race for Rodrygo. Liverpool reportedly are out of the race for Rodrygo, as per James Pearce. He said, you guys are out of the race. And I don't know, is James Pearce reliable, Rack?
I mean, he's I don't know about respected, but he's a well-known journalist for Liverpool, works for The Athletic. Klopp wasn't his biggest fan.
He has me blocked on Twitter, by the way.
What can you possibly done?
What did he say to him? What did he say to him? Oh my god! I've not been blocked by a reporter, you know. Listen,
Yeah.
Bro, I was blocked by a Newcastle reporter too. My Twitter is mad. Listen, it is something that happens sometimes. But yeah, what's his name? James said what?
James Pearce.
James Pearce, yeah. So James Pearce reported that Liverpool.
I don't know if he's the most reliable when it comes to transfers.
Liverpool yet to receive an informal bid for Luis Diaz, and they said Rodrygo is currently not viewed as a possible replacement if Diaz goes. No talks at this moment in time. That is pretty much it. I went on his account just to see if I could pull it up. There you go.
I think the question is if the Isak interest is legitimate, and as right now there is no suggestion that it's not legitimate. What is the lineup? How is the team gonna play? Because I think Farhaz in the chat before was saying, don't I think Rodrygo would be the more natural choice to replace Diaz if Diaz were to go, and I think that does make sense on paper. That's why I thought once we signed Ekitike, I didn't see us go for Isak. I didn't think that was a possibility. But I think maybe what they want to do is they want to play Ekitike from the left. Maybe that's what the plan is.
Or Isak.
The thing is, didn't Slot play like some form of like a 4-4-2 previously, right? So maybe he wants to play a 1-2 strike force, man. You never know.
Yeah.
Some people are saying, look, you got people saying Pierce is as reliable as Egal. No offense. Hey, no offense taken. If you're telling me I'm not as reliable as him, I'll take that as a compliment. Big up. What do you call it? Oh my gosh, Egal, get better hosting a show. What am I doing wrong, Johnny? Let me live. Next, we got Matty in the building saying Liverpool have a better squad and a winning mentality and a far superior manager than Arsenal. Simple. Thank you for the super chat. I don't think I disagree with the winning mentality part, as you've won recently. Far superior manager, debatable, and better squad. We'll see. At the end of the day, you guys are definitely getting better.
We've seen Igal. We have seen past, not future. We have seen.
What have you seen? You won the league, yes.
No, we won the
league. Far superior manager is mad.
No. I mean, in terms of the squad. And look, I think
in terms of the squad, come on, bro. What are we talking about? Van Dijk and Salah get injured. You're finished. We know that.
Yeah, Van Dijk and Salah, sure, but Van Dijk and Salah don't get injured. That's the whole point.
Yeah. I'm not wishing injury on anybody. Let's go to toe, mano a mano. Let's see what happens. At this moment in time, last season we didn't give our best effort. That's why we're adding a bunch of squad players and best. Far superior is mad though. To say Arne Slot is far superior to Arteta.
What I will say is that the players, especially the forward players we are loading up with, is going to strike fear into any opposition team. Like if we line up next season with Salah, Isak, Ekitike, and Wirtz,
where is Isak going to play?
He'll be the main striker.
So Liverpool are not done. The Reds are pushing for another big signing. Where do you guys get this money from? How much money did you spend last summer? Nothing.
We didn't spend any money last summer. We spent 10 million on Chiesa.
These guys made a profit last summer, man. They actually made a profit last summer.
Look, we can't, if we want to go through the ins and outs of the money, but we don't really need to, right? We can do the maths. We didn't spend any money last summer, and we've got a lot of sellable assets this summer, right? So on top of all the money we've brought in from winning the league and playing in Europe, we've got that money. We've got the money from last summer, and we've got potential sales of Darwin Núñez, Luis Diaz, and other players. We sold Jorrel Quansah for 40 million euros, 35 million pounds. If you're talking about outlay, and we sold Kevin Kelleher for 13, 14 million. If you're talking about initial outlays, our first installment, or even if it's not our actual installment, our first amortized payment for Florian Wirtz will be 20 million euros.
Reports are Liverpool could spend over 400 million this window.
The thing is, they got the money to spend it. So listen, credit to them.
And we will probably recoup. What's the bid for? The bid for Diaz right now is apparently, from the one that's been made by Bayern, is around 75 million euros, right? So that's 75 there. If we get 55 million euros for Darwin Núñez, suddenly we're at 125 million just selling those two. Then you got 40 million euros for Jorrel Quansah, 15 million euros for Kevin Kelleher, 40 million euros for Harvey Elliott. Like that's about 200 million euros just there.
Exactly. Yeah, I think he got shocked. He shocked him, bro. He got him into silence.
Darwin Núñez, how much?
55 million, 60 million euros. 55 million, I reckon.
40 million pounds. Luis Diaz?
That's about 48 million pounds, but sure. I think they're saying 75 million euros, so probably about 65 million pounds.
Okay, so 65, 40. We're looking at 105. Chiesa?
15 million euros.
So 10 million. So we're looking at 115. So that's 3 players, 115. What else is there? Oh, you've already sold Quansah.
Jorrel Quansah, 40 million euros.
So another 30 million pounds. So 145 million pounds.
That's all over the place, but sure. I guess Igal's changing his money at the Bureau de Change at the airport, getting the worst exchange rate possible.
Yeah.
100. So say you got 150 million from those 4 players. So you're saying that basically pays for Isak right there.
Yeah, but that's not how it works, Igal. Harvey Elliott will almost be completely pure profit, right? For example,
Harvey Elliott, based on profit and sustainability, will count towards 3 times your PSR.
Huh?
Based on PSR, when you sell a player who came through when they're young, you get 3 times the money back onto your PSR.
No,
so say, for example, when we sold ESR, we got on PSR records, it's almost like selling 150 million worth of a foreign player.
Yeah, Igal, I think you're thinking about it all wrong. That's not how it works.
I'm talking about PSR.
Florian Wirtz, we bought him for 100. Say we bought him for 100 million euros, right? We amortized him over 5 years. So we may have paid the whole in cash terms. We may have paid the whole 100 euros up front. We didn't. But that's possible. Cash flow and amortization are 2 completely different things.
No, but I'm talking about 2 completely different things. I'm talking about Quansah as a homegrown player being sold for 30 million euros is the equivalent to you selling a foreign player for 90 million euros.
No. So Quansah, we sold for 35 million euros. That's 35 million pure profit. That pure profit covers Florian Wirtz's first installment, for first amortized payment, and almost all of his second amortized.
No, but I'm talking about PSR. PSR wise, it almost covers the entire Florian Wirtz deal. Based on PSR wise,
it doesn't go. It just
no. But hear me out. The way it works is financially, when you sell an academy player, the money you gain for that academy player towards your PSR counts as 3 times. So, for example, when Chelsea or Aston Villa or anybody is close to the threshold for PSR, when they sell an academy player, that academy player is worth 3 times the sale of a foreign player.
Miguel, with all due respect, you're completely and utterly wrong. That's not how it works. Why would they just pick some arbitrary number 3 times? Doesn't make any sense.
Good point.
When they say pure profit, that means it hits your books immediately, whatever you sell them for, and then any amortized payments, historic or in this case, in this current window, can be offset against it. Anyway, we're going in a whole different tangent. Oh, you go.
Oh, we lost the guy, man.
It goes frozen.
Don't link up to your guy, man. Damn. Go up to my guy. Big up to him. No, but listen, at the end of the day, Liverpool, man, I have to ask you this, right, man. How are you feeling, bro? This must be a crazy feeling right now, bro. It has to be a crazy feeling, man.
I haven't seen these days. I've been a Liverpool fan for a long time, right? I'm you know me,
yes.
right? I'm not a big transfer window guy. So I'm happy when we get players in, but I don't follow the trend. I like to have a bit of a down summer, relax, not watch football and not talk about football too much, just because it gets a bit hectic during the season.
I know what you mean, yeah.
But from the start, right, we start doing big deals, and then Florian Wirtz comes in out of nowhere, and then you're just like, wow, okay. And then I saw him play the other day, and it was unbelievable. Like, just the quick passes, the quick interchanges, he's going to make a massive difference to us. So, and that then again, that just gives you more hope. Ekitike, I didn't expect when we expressed interest in Ekitike, I thought that was the end of the Isak situation, because I didn't think we'd see them both come in. And he came in, and I started watching more of him. I started listening to people who watch a lot of German football. Seb Stafford-Bloor from the Athletic. A lot of these guys, what's his name? The German guy, Ralph Honigstein, and all these guys who talk about the way he plays, the way he links play, how smart he is, his movement, his touching, his dribbles into the box, the final third entries, and all this kind of stuff. And you think, you know what? I can really see how this guy fits in. But I still thought he would fit in as a primary striker. Now it seems like maybe he's going to be the person who's going to be playing more off the left-hand side. And that would also potentially make sense. Or maybe they do some rotation. Isak's got a little bit of injury history. So it just, the good thing is, it makes me so much more confident about the flexibility we're going to have in attack as well. It not only is an attack to be feared, it's an attack that has so many different weapons that it's going to be difficult for anybody to stop it, I would have thought. And look, and the person who we've spoken least about, Mohamed Salah.
I think you're definitely, one thing I will say, yeah, and this is to Mo Salah, yeah. You have done a great job, in my personal opinion, of like making sure you put at the least amount of pressure on him.
Yep.
In the sense that, this guy's obviously, he's always under a lot of pressure. Let's be realistic, right? But like, you've given him now players of such a quality where if he's having a bad game, it doesn't mean the team's going to lose, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And we've put legs around him as well. So, Florian Wirtz is a very good presser. Ekitike is a very good presser. And obviously, Isak, if we do get him, he's Premier League proven. The goal scoring burden will not solely be on Mohamed Salah, and that's huge because we want to get the last 2 years. Whether he will see out the full 2 years of his contract, I'm not sure. Just to put a little bit of a downer on things, but because what we have done is we've future-proofed ourselves if this does happen, saying, you know what, even when Salah does go in 2 years' time, we're still going to be there or thereabouts.
You know what? While you're talking about that, Manchester United just made a move for Ollie Watkins. That's mad. Can you guys hear me?
They probably want to do a sub deal for Garnacho.
No, but by the way, anyone who doesn't know what the hell I was talking about, I was bantering when I was talking about the your price tags for your players. But as for the actual 3 times thing, I'm talking about PSR. For PSR purposes, when you sell an academy player, you get like double the return or 3 times the return based on what your sales now. So, for example, when we sold Emil Smith Rowe, rack for, what is it, 45? How much we sell Emma Smith Rowe for? However much we sold Emma Smith Rowe for.
No, I think you're talking about the 3-year rolling maximum loss that's allowable, maximum allowable loss of 105 million pounds.
Yes,
That's something completely different to 3 times your selling a homegrown player.
so when you sell a homegrown player, that gives you more space for PSR to make more purchases.
Yes, it's got nothing to do with 3 times.
Yes, it does. It allows you 3 times the transfer fee of space to make transfers. So say, for example, right now you sell Luis Diaz for 73 million pounds, right? Or euros, whatever the price is. That amount is the amount that goes towards your PSR that you can now spend on a player. But the same money, if you were to go and sell Quansah, the 30 million for Quansah stretches to actually be more than what the PSR wise. It gives you more relief on your next purchases than the 70 million from Luis Diaz, because that 30 million is stretched for what do you call it, for 3 times. And it basically is equivalent to 90 million euros being received for the club on the PSR side of things. Not financially, you're not receiving 90 million, but PSR wise, now you can spend 90 million. That's another reason why Chelsea, when they sell guys like Conor Gallagher, Mason Mount, they get way more space to spend money than other clubs financially through PSR.
I think you fundamentally misunderstood it, but anyway, let's.
No, but that's how it is. That's how it's understood.
Clubs are allowed to lose a maximum of 105 million pounds over a 3-year.
And selling academy players, you get more relief than foreign players.
When you calculate your profit and loss over 3 years, right? You take into account any. The thing is, there's a difference between installments and what you put on your books, because what you actually pay in terms of your cash flow isn't the same as amortization. Amortization is how these things are described in your accounts, how you almost like write it off. So, for example, if you buy a player for 100 million euros, their book value is written off 20 million over a 5-year period, 20 million per season over a 5-year season. So the book value of that player after 5 years is 0. If you anyway,
so
I'm talking about the ability to spend 90 million for selling a 30 million pound academy player to the ability to spend 70 million for selling Luis Diaz. You are able to spend more money off a smaller sale to an academy player than you are a larger sale.
No, that's not true. It's the same, bro. It doesn't matter. It's the same. The only difference is that when you sell an academy player, it's a profit because you essentially created them. So essentially, it's like £0. It's like whatever price they've been brought for minus £0. That's all it is. The 105 million is consistent, bro. Each season is basically over the 3 seasons. You can only lose 105 million each season.
If we in 5 years' time, right? If we sell Florian Wirtz for 100 million, then basically we will have written off his 100 million paid for him over the previous 5 years.
Yes.
That means he would go onto our books as pure profit, just like a homegrown player, because there would be nothing left of his transfer to amortize.
Exactly. I was going to say, like, let me give you another easy example, right? Madueke, we bought him for 29.7 million, actually, right? If he's been with us now for 2.5 seasons, essentially.
He's not an academy player, though.
No. But I'm giving you an example here, right? It doesn't matter. Like he signed, like I think it was a 6-7 year deal with us at the time, right? So I'm just gonna do some quick maths here real quickly, yeah. So 29.7 divided by 29.7 divided by 7 times by essentially, I'm gonna do times by 5 here. So there's 21 million left in his book value, right? Roughly, it's a 21 and change, but you get the point. We just now sold him for 52 million. So we have doubled our money, right? For example. Now, another example, Mark Gurley, a few seasons ago, we sold him for 24.5 million pounds. All right, that is a profit of 24.5 million pounds because we created Mark Gurley according to them in our academy. Do you get what I mean? Do you get what I'm saying now, girl? That's why you have to. That's why when your club is trying to sell players, they don't ask for the same. Sometimes they don't ask for the same price that they bought them for because they just maybe want to break even via just book value, so they don't take a loss. That's how it works.
No, I see. I seen this somewhere. Someone was basically telling me that Emil Smith Rowe's transfer, because it was 34 million pounds, is equivalent to 102 million on Arsenal's books over 3 years that they can spend.
Then can you imagine the amount of academy kids that we've sold? You know, you might as well start saying you can sell millions, isn't it? You know,
That's why guys like you and Man City have a little bit more room, because you have sold a lot of players.
No. The thing is, what we do is that because we can sell our academy kids at a profit, it doesn't. There's no negative upside or downside to it. Does that make sense? We're not paying anything, like, for example, that's been amortized
by selling a player this summer. They can pay in terms of book value for players they
exactly
bought ago.
Thank you. Yes, exactly. Yes.
They're covering those costs because those costs are due this year. Sell a young player sell a Jorrel Kwanzaa. That covers the amortization for Florian Wirtz, for Jeremy Frimpong, and for Milos Gyokeres, just for their amortization for this year.
Exactly.
Right? Next year we still have another 20 million for Wirtz, and anyway,
I'm having a whole different conversation. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the PSR gap that you can spend. I'm not talking about how much money you bring in.
But that's what we're talking about. That's the PSR gap. It's the way we're talking about, bro. You don't understand?
Anyway, can we let's Igal, how do you feel about this is
he planning to cancel Gyokeres? He planning to cancel Gyokeres now?
Nah, Gyokeres.
Can you trade him in already? Do you think Newcastle will take him as a
No, you guys are taking the piss now. Gyokeres' medical is done. I'm not one of these people who are gonna all of a sudden say get rid of Gyokeres. Bring in Eze.
If you could go back a few days, right, and you knew now what you.
If we're serious, we bring in both, but we're not going to do that. You could play Isak on the left wing.
What happens going on this question? What's happening going on this question, bro?
You could play Isak on the left wing. He's a better left winger than all the left wingers we have.
So you're going to hurt the guy that's beefing as a striker and push him to the left wing? What are we doing, bro? You can't do that, man.
Alexander Isak is a better left winger than our left wingers.
Yes, but you want to play when you pay a certain amount of money, yeah. When I pay, for example, 100 million for someone, I want them to be playing in their best position possible and getting every single pound, of money that I spent on that guy's worth in terms of the way he plays. It's the same as like Rackett now. Rackett took over 100 million on once. He wants to watch playing in that 10 role. Yeah? Yep. Legit. That's it, isn't it? Like, false line I can hear if the manager has got like a plan for him to work there. Right?
He's going to probably play on the left wing for Liverpool anyways.
No, Isak is not
going to play. He's not going to play on the left wing.
I think if any of them are going to play, just because of the tools that Ekitike has, with his deep progressions, his dribbling ability, his runs into the box and things like that, I would see that more akin to a winger than a central striker. If Isak comes to Liverpool, he's playing as a central striker. There will be a bit of rotation, a bit of movement. So maybe Isak's not going to play every game. He has a bit of injury history, so I can see Ekitike maybe being more versatile than Isak. But Isak, if he comes to Liverpool, he's playing as a striker.
Mm-hmm. Fair. You know what? I really, at this moment in time, I'm not bothered. I've accepted the fact that Isak is not moving. And if he moves to Liverpool, it's just they pull off the deal the day after we agreed on Isak, on Gyokeres. I'm happy with Gyokeres. The man literally moved mountains to try to get to Arsenal. He rejected Manchester United multiple times. He rejected other clubs that are not being reported who they actually are multiple times. It could be Liverpool, could be Chelsea. We don't know.
We literally bought the lap before any Gyokeres moves happened.
That's what the reports say. I don't know why you guys are laughing. Liverpool are historically known for keeping things quiet and having good PR. So it could be Liverpool, it could be Chelsea, it could be somebody else. All we know is he turned down multiple clubs, and I'm happy. He dumped his girlfriend. He told his former club.
He dumped his girlfriend.
Yeah, he dumped his girlfriend to get about Portugal. He told Sporting, I don't want to play for you. Long story short, this is my striker. I'm happy. And you know something?
And you ruined it.
And you know something? He cost half the price of Isak. So I think I don't think he's half the price.
Oh my goodness, big. This is nasty work. This is
Listen,
nasty work.
he's better. He has a better record for club and country. We'll see.
Miguel, did you look into that stat about Gyokeres that I mentioned to you the other day? Does that
I looked into that stat. It's actually semi decent, but at the same time, he is somebody who's massively performed well against the top team too, Porto's and Benfica's, to the point where Porto and Benfica fans are giving him a standing ovation as he leaves the country.
They're happy that he's left their arch rival Sporting. I'm sure they're happy with that, but. 31 out of 39 goals against bottom 11 teams. That's a bit spooky, man.
Okay, how about the fact that he scored in the Champions League?
How many of them penalties?
All of them came against a Man City team that was good. Let's be real. We know that number.
Oh, so when you get a hat-trick versus Man City, it don't matter.
Against that Man City side, it doesn't matter.
You know what I know? All I know is he has the mentality. He has the mentality and confidence of somebody which we need, who comes into this team immediately as one of the top goal scorers in Europe, prolific goal scorer, and I'm excited about it.
You have every right to be excited, Gal. I'm just posing some questions.
Hey, I don't have time to be getting an Ekatike coming into my team who's not 100% guaranteed, or a Šeško. But hey, it would have been.
Is Gyokeres 100% guaranteed, Gal? Is that what you're saying then? Is it 100% guaranteed?
He's more proven, yeah.
Is he? No. Is he 100? But you said you haven't got time for anyone who's not 100% guaranteed.
Yeah, he's more guaranteed because he's more proven. He scored more goals over a consistent period. He's shown he's a more prolific striker in the league, in Europe, and in international.
I made a bold prediction about Isak. I said that if Ekatike came, he was going to score more goals than Isak at Newcastle. I think if both of them come, we are going to score a hell of a lot of goals. And I think Gyokeres, well, we'll see. I mean,
hey, we're going to send you over to Ahmed's channel. We're going to end it off here. We're going to be back tomorrow with another video. If you guys want to do this part 2 once again with a bigger panel, we're going to have Phil here. We're going to grill him. Phil's a Newcastle fan. They're in denial that their player's about to leave. And
I don't think they're in denial. I just think, I just want to say this quickly. I feel sorry for Newcastle fans. I just genuinely do. I just feel like, I really felt like they.
Why do you feel sorry for them? They almost ruined your title, your top 4 hopes.
No, not really. Jackson was the reason that almost got ruined, because he's the one that got the red card. But like the thing is, bro, they felt like they reached the place. They felt like they reached their homeland. It's like
you know what this is? This is Money Brothers. This is Money Brothers.
They just got destroyed, bro. It's crazy.
Bro, anything to put Newcastle in their place for a little bit. I'm happy.
Damn. Oh my god.
Those guys have terrorized me, given me stress over the last 2 years.
Yeah, you brought it on yourself. Play the clip where you drew them in the Carabao Cup. What was your reaction?
Oh no, that was our own fault. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about them beating us in top 4. I'm talking about them beating us in games with dodgy decisions to cost us league titles. These things happen. But hey, Newcastle this season, they realize it's not easy being a top club. You're not that top club yet. But hey, people, you guys have yourselves a wonderful day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Ahmed, we're gonna send you over everyone to Ahmed's video right now. He's gonna be going live right now. So I need you guys to go over there and be like, yo, just go over to Ahmed's video and be like, redirect Egal rate. And we're out of here, people. Catch you guys in the next one. Some people saying comic relief over ball knowledge. Listen, we're having a serious conversation. We'll have a serious conversation. Right now, we're just bantering. But yeah, this delusional conversation deserves an unsubscribe. What the hell did I say?
Oh, come on, Azu. This is entertainment, man. Are you not entertained? Come on.
Hey, anyways, you guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Done now.